Hi, I have three books that I want to recommend because I read those a few months back and I still think about these books a lot. So I thought that I should recommend these to you so that you can think about those books for months as well. The first is Uzumaki. This is my first Junji Ito novel. I had heard that his books are really scary and terrifying, but I never truly understood or thought that some mere drawings could be so scary and could literally give me nightmares. Like some of these stories in that book were my actual nightmares. I do not like crowds. I do not like, those black spaces. The drawings in this book are still in my mind, like they're tattooed in my mind. I still think about the stories. It was so eerie and creepy and scary. I wanted to turn the next page, but I was also scared at the same time to just see what would happen, because I just knew that this book would give me nightmares for months to come, and it did give me nightmares. I still love this book so much because this was the first book that truly scared me to my core. Like, I don't watch horror movies because they're horror movies, but for books, I feel like books are not as scary as they pretend to be. But yeah, I think I finally found a book that is just creepy and eerie and terrifying. Like, I do want to read it again, but I don't want to read it because I just know that I would be constantly thinking about the stuff that has happened in the book and just, wouldn't be able to look at things around me the same way again. The next book is Woman Eating. It is about a vampire who has moved to London and is living alone for the first time in her life. She used to live with her mother before, and she was completely dependent on her for her supply of food, that is blood. But now that she is living alone in a new city with people around, with these strangers around her, she just feels so lonely and disconnected. Throughout the book, we realize how food plays such an important role in building a person's character, the heritage that people have. And because our main character is a vampire, she just doesn't feel like she belongs anywhere. I just love how the books take on loneliness and belongingness was. It is also a book that has a lot of trigger warnings, like eating disorders and sexual harassment. It actually feels like the novel version of the song Girl So Confusing by Charlie XCX and Lord. If you liked My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I think you should read this book. The last recommendation is I Had That Same Dream Again. This is a novel as well as a manga, so you can read either. I think both of them have the same impact. I read the light novel and I really liked how simple and cute it was, but at the same time it dealt with a lot of heavy issues. This is a book about this little girl who is in her elementary school trying to figure out what happiness is, and she meets these three women who share their experiences with her and try to help her figure out what happiness truly means. And each of them have like different definitions of happiness, and they guide this little girl into a path that is better for her, because this girl is really entitled. Like, she just thinks that everyone around her is stupid. So we see a lot of character development for this little girl, and throughout the book you can just feel the wonder and curiosity that a little child feels, the immaturity they have, but also the wanting to learn new things from new people. I loved that about this book. Even though it is a Japanese book and it has been translated, the translation also felt really emotional and real. There are some lines that could be a bit too cringe or repetitive, but regardless of those, I think that this is like a really beautiful book. It should be on everyone's radar to just, if you want to read something light and fluffy but also want to talk about real life as well. So yeah, this is the book for you. These are the three books that I read and I loved, and I wanted to recommend these. So yeah, please go ahead and read this. Even if you don't trust my recommendation, please go and Google it yourself, because I just think that these books are really amazing and should be on everyone's TBR, on everyone's reading list. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.